The power of presence is something we often overlook, yet it is one of the most essential aspects of how we engage with the world. Presence is not about being the loudest in the room or having the most authority, it is about showing up in a way that reflects our inner confidence, authenticity, and ability to connect with others. It is the difference between feeling invisible and feeling seen, between hesitating in self-doubt and stepping forward with self-assurance. The way we carry ourselves, our posture, our gestures, our eye contact shapes not only how others perceive us but also how we perceive ourselves. We've all had moments where we felt small, unsure, or disconnected. Think about the times you walked into a meeting, an interview, or even a social gathering and immediately felt out of place. Your shoulders might have hunched forward, your arms may have crossed, and your gaze may have dropped to the floor. In that moment, your body was not just reacting to your emotions, it was reinforcing them. When we physically shrink ourselves, we send a message to our brain that we are not in control, that we don't belong, and that we should retreat. But the incredible thing is that this process works in the opposite direction as well. When we stand tall, take up space, and adopt an open posture, we send a different message to ourselves and to those around us that we are here, that we are present, and that we are capable. Research has shown that body language has a profound impact on our internal state. Psychologist Amy Cuddy's studies on power posing suggest that standing in an expansive posture even for just 2 minutes can lead to measurable changes in our hormone levels. People who adopt open, confident postures experience an increase in testosterone, a hormone linked to confidence and assertiveness, and a decrease in cortisol, the stress hormone. This shift allows us to feel more powerful, more in control, and more equipped to handle challenges. What this means is that presence is not just an abstract concept, it is something we can actively cultivate through our body language. But let's be clear, presence is not about pretending to be something we are not. It's not about faking confidence or forcing ourselves into unnatural postures just to appear dominant. True presence comes from aligning our external expressions with our internal state. It's about showing up fully, as our most authentic selves, and allowing our body language to support that. When we are genuinely engaged in a conversation, we lean in, we make eye contact, we use expressive gestures. When we believe in what we are saying, our voice carries a different energy. These are not just habits, they are reflections of how we feel on the inside. And when we become intentional about these behaviors, we start to rewire our perception of ourselves. Think about the leaders, speakers, or even friends you admire most. What is it about them that draws you in? It's likely not just their words but the way they carry themselves, their grounded stance, their open gestures, their calm but assured energy. That is presence. And it's something we can all cultivate. We don't have to wait for confidence to magically appear, we can create it through action. The next time you find yourself in a situation where you feel nervous or uncertain, try this: pause, take a deep breath, and shift your posture. Uncross your arms, roll your shoulders back, plant your feet firmly on the ground, and lift your head. You will not only look more confident, you will start to feel more confident. The power of presence goes beyond just boosting confidence, it also impacts how we connect with others. People are drawn to those who are fully engaged in the moment, who listen with intention, and who communicate with openness. When we allow ourselves to be fully present, we build stronger relationships, foster trust, and create meaningful interactions. In contrast, when we are physically closed off, crossing our arms, avoiding eye contact, or appearing distracted, we create distance, even if that is not our intention. This is why presence is such a critical tool in leadership, in personal relationships, and in everyday life. Presence is also about self-awareness. It's about recognizing when our body language is working against us and making small but intentional adjustments. It's about asking ourselves, how am I showing up in this moment? Am I fully engaged, or am I shrinking back? Am I embodying confidence, or am I letting doubt take over? These small moments of awareness can lead to profound shifts in how we experience the world and how the world experiences us. This doesn't mean we have to be perfectly composed at all times. We are human, and we all have moments of self-doubt. But the key is to recognize that we have the ability to shift our state. We have the ability to take up space, to breathe deeply, to present ourselves with confidence even when we don't feel it at first. Over time, these actions create a feedback loop. The more we practice presence, the more natural it becomes, and the more we begin to truly embody the confidence we seek. Ultimately, presence is about stepping fully into who we are. It is about owning our space, using our voice, and engaging with the world from a place of authenticity and self-assurance. It is not about perfection but about showing up with intention. And when we do that, we don't just change how others see us, we change how we see ourselves. The connection between mind and body is one of the most powerful and overlooked aspects of human experience. We often think of our thoughts and emotions as separate from our physical state, but the reality is that they are deeply intertwined. The way we move, the way we hold ourselves, and the way we physically interact with the world all have a profound impact on how we think, feel, and behave. Likewise, our mental and emotional states influence our posture, facial expressions, and even the way we breathe. Understanding this connection gives us the ability to take control of our well-being, our confidence, and even our success in life. We have all experienced moments when our emotions dictate our body language. Think about a time when you felt defeated or discouraged. Your shoulders likely slumped, your head tilted downward, and your movements became smaller. You may have spoken more softly or avoided eye contact. In that moment, your body was mirroring your internal state of mind. Now, imagine the opposite. Think about a time when you felt truly confident, maybe you achieved something significant or received praise for your efforts. Your body responded with an open posture, lifted chin, and broader gestures. You likely made more direct eye contact, spoke with clarity, and exuded a sense of energy. These examples demonstrate that our thoughts and emotions shape our physical presence, but what's even more interesting is that the reverse is also true. Research has shown that changing our physical state can directly influence our mental and emotional well-being. The way we position our bodies can alter brain chemistry, impact our stress levels, and even shift the way we perceive ourselves and the world around us. One of the most well-known studies on this subject comes from social psychologist Amy Cuddy, who found that adopting expansive, open postures, what she calls power poses, can lead to hormonal changes that increase confidence and decrease stress. When people stand tall with their chest open, hands on hips, or arms raised, they experience an increase in testosterone, the hormone associated with power and dominance, and a decrease in cortisol, the hormone related to stress and anxiety. This means that simply adjusting our posture can have a biological effect that makes us feel more self-assured and in control. Beyond power poses, other forms of body movement also have a profound impact on the mind. Exercise, for example, is widely known to improve mood, boost cognitive function, and reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. Physical activity stimulates the release of endorphins, the brain's natural feel-good chemicals, which create a sense of well-being. It also increases blood flow to the brain, which enhances focus, memory, and mental clarity. But even smaller, everyday movements can influence our state of mind. A simple act like taking deep breaths when feeling stressed can calm the nervous system and bring a sense of control. Smiling, even when we don't feel happy, can trick the brain into releasing serotonin and dopamine, neurotransmitters associated with happiness and relaxation. These findings highlight the profound truth that the way we use our bodies does not just reflect how we feel, it shapes how we feel. Posture plays a critical role in the mind-body connection. Slouching or hunching forward can contribute to feelings of fatigue, sadness, or low energy, while standing upright with an open posture can promote a sense of vitality and optimism. One fascinating study found that people who maintained good posture while performing tasks tended to have higher levels of persistence and resilience compared to those who slouched. This suggests that the way we carry ourselves physically can influence not just how we feel in the moment but also how we approach challenges and setbacks. Breathing is another essential link between the mind and body. When we are stressed or anxious, our breathing becomes shallow and rapid, sending signals to the brain that we are in a state of distress. This activates the body's fight or flight response, leading to increased heart rate, muscle tension, and a sense of unease. However, practicing controlled, deep breathing can have the opposite effect. Slow, intentional breaths activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms the body and promotes a sense of relaxation and control. This is why techniques like meditation, yoga, and mindfulness practices emphasize breath work. It serves as a bridge between the body and the mind, allowing us to regulate our emotions through physical action. Facial expressions also play a crucial role in shaping our emotions. Studies have shown that people who intentionally smile, even when they are not feeling particularly happy, tend to experience a mood boost. This is known as the facial feedback hypothesis, which suggests that our expressions send signals to the brain that influence our emotional state. Similarly, furrowing the brow or clenching the jaw can increase feelings of tension and stress. By becoming aware of our facial expressions and making small adjustments, we can shift our mood and improve our interactions with others. The connection between mind and body is also evident in the way we use gestures and movement. People who engage in more expressive hand gestures when speaking tend to be perceived as more confident and engaging, but they also tend to feel more confident themselves. Movement creates energy, and energy fuels emotions. This is why standing up and walking around when brainstorming can lead to more creative ideas, or why listening to upbeat music while dancing can instantly improve one's mood. Physical movement is a tool we can use to influence our thoughts and emotions in real time. Understanding this connection gives us the power to take control of our own experience. Instead of being passive recipients of our emotions, we can actively shape them through intentional movement, posture, and breathing. When we feel nervous before a big presentation, we can take deep breaths, stand tall, and make expansive gestures to shift our mindset. When we feel stuck in negativity, we can go for a walk, stretch, or engage in a physical activity that re-energizes us. When we feel disconnected or unmotivated, we can use movement to reignite our sense of purpose and focus. Ultimately, the relationship between the mind and body is a dynamic, two-way street. Our emotions shape our physical state, but our physical state also shapes our emotions. By recognizing this connection and using it to our advantage, we gain a powerful tool for personal growth, confidence, and well-being. We do not have to wait for our minds to change before taking action. Sometimes, taking action is what changes our minds. The science of power poses is a fascinating exploration of how our body language influences not only the way others perceive us but also the way we perceive ourselves. We often think of confidence and power as qualities that come from within, shaped by our experiences, knowledge, and personality. However, research has shown that the way we hold our bodies can have a profound impact on our psychology, shaping our hormones, emotions, and behavior in ways we might not even realize. The idea that something as simple as adjusting our posture can change our mental state is both empowering and transformative, offering a tool that anyone can use to cultivate confidence and presence in any situation. At the core of power poses is the concept that our physical posture affects our brain chemistry. This idea gained widespread attention through the work of social psychologist Amy Cuddy and her colleagues, who studied how expansive, open postures influence our feelings of power and control. Their research found that people who adopted power poses such as standing with feet apart, hands on hips, or arms stretched wide experienced measurable physiological changes. Specifically, these individuals showed an increase in testosterone, the hormone associated with confidence and dominance, and a decrease in cortisol, the hormone linked to stress and anxiety. These hormonal shifts created a state of mind that made participants feel more assertive, less stressed, and more capable of handling challenges. One of the most compelling aspects of this research is that the effects of power poses can occur in a very short amount of time. In Cuddy's study, participants who held a power pose for just 2 minutes experienced these hormonal changes, suggesting that our body language does not merely reflect our emotions, it actively shapes them. This means that even if someone does not initially feel confident, they can create confidence by adopting powerful postures. The idea that "fake it until you make it" may actually have scientific backing, but it is even more accurate to say "fake it until you become it." By consistently practicing power poses, individuals can train their minds and bodies to embody confidence naturally over time. Beyond hormonal changes, power poses also influence behavior. When people adopt open, expansive postures, they are more likely to take risks, assert themselves in conversations, and perform better in high-pressure situations such as job interviews, public speaking engagements, and negotiations. The reason for this is that feeling powerful affects our willingness to take action. When we feel small, we are more likely to hesitate, doubt ourselves, or withdraw from opportunities. But when we feel powerful, we are more likely to step forward, make bold decisions, and communicate with clarity and conviction. This is why power poses are often recommended for individuals who need to boost their confidence before an important event. The psychological benefits of power poses are further supported by research on nonverbal communication. Studies have shown that people who display open and dominant body language are perceived as more competent, authoritative, and persuasive. This is because humans are wired to respond to body language on a subconscious level. We make split-second judgments about people based on their posture, stance, and facial expressions. Someone who walks into a room with an upright posture, relaxed shoulders, and purposeful movements is more likely to be seen as a leader than someone who appears hunched, hesitant, or withdrawn. Interestingly, the influence of power poses is not limited to standing positions. Sitting posture also plays a significant role in shaping our mental state. People who sit with an open posture spreading out slightly, resting their arms comfortably, and keeping their chest open tend to feel more in control than those who sit in closed postures, such as crossing their arms, hunching forward, or making themselves physically smaller. This is important because many high-stakes situations, such as interviews, business meetings, and classroom settings, require us to sit for long periods. By maintaining an open posture even while seated, individuals can harness the benefits of power poses in a variety of contexts. Power poses also have implications for stress management. Because adopting expansive postures reduces cortisol levels, it can help people feel more relaxed and in control during stressful situations. Many people experience anxiety before public speaking, difficult conversations, or competitive events, and their natural response may be to shrink into themselves, crossing their arms, lowering their gaze, or making their bodies as small as possible. However, this type of body language reinforces feelings of anxiety and self-doubt. By consciously adopting an open posture, individuals can send a signal to their brains that they are in control, creating a sense of calm and assurance. Beyond individual benefits, power poses also play a role in social dynamics. In group settings, people naturally take on different levels of space based on their perceived social status. Those who feel dominant or confident tend to occupy more space standing tall, spreading out their arms, or leaning in during conversations. In contrast, those who feel insecure or subordinate tend to shrink themselves, using closed-off postures that minimize their presence. This dynamic can be observed in classrooms, workplaces, and social gatherings. By being mindful of body language, individuals can shift their own presence in these settings, projecting confidence and authority in ways that influence how others respond to them. One of the most important aspects of power poses is their accessibility. Unlike other confidence-boosting techniques that may require extensive training or practice, power poses are simple, quick, and require no special tools or resources. Anyone can adopt a power pose before a big event, during moments of self-doubt, or even as a daily practice to reinforce a sense of confidence and control. While power poses alone are not a substitute for genuine skill development, preparation, or self-awareness, they serve as a powerful tool for enhancing one's mental state and presence. Despite some debate over the extent of the hormonal effects found in early studies, the broader principle remains clear: our body language influences our emotions, our behavior, and how others perceive us. The way we hold ourselves physically can either reinforce feelings of insecurity or help us step into a more confident version of ourselves. Power poses are not just about appearing powerful to others, they are about feeling powerful within ourselves. The key takeaway from the science of power poses is that confidence is not just something we think about, it is something we embody. By becoming aware of our body language and making intentional adjustments, we can create real changes in how we feel and how we show up in the world. Whether it is standing tall before an important meeting, using open gestures during a conversation, or simply adopting a posture that conveys assurance, these small physical shifts can have a lasting impact on our mindset and success. Confidence is not just in the mind, it is in the body, and we have the ability to shape it. The science of power poses reveals a profound truth: our body language does not just reflect how we feel, it actively shapes our emotions, confidence, and behavior. By adopting expansive, open postures, we can create real physiological and psychological shifts that enhance our sense of power, reduce stress, and improve our ability to navigate high-stakes situations. Confidence is not something we have to wait for or hope to develop over time, it is something we can cultivate through intentional action. The way we hold ourselves influences how we think, how we feel, and how others perceive us. Whether it is standing tall before an important meeting, using open gestures to project assurance, or simply practicing power poses as a daily habit, these small adjustments can lead to significant changes in our mindset and success. Ultimately, confidence is not just a mental state, it is something we embody, and by harnessing the power of our posture, we can shape not only how we present ourselves to the world but also how we experience it.